I'm going to teach you how to play Quarriors. Quarriors is essentially a deck building game that replaces the cards with dice. The goal of the game is to be the first player to reach a predetermined amount of glory based on the number of players. For a 4-player game, the goal is to reach 20 glory. You'll mainly get glory by scoring creatures that have survived for one round. Once one player reaches the predetermined amount of glory, the game ends with that player being the victor. Quarriors comes with a number of unique components. Each player will receive a dice bag that he or she will use to keep their collection in. The game has a glory tracker with wooden cubes the players will use to keep score. It has a number of power cards that correspond to the various dice, and of course, lots of plastic dice. On the power cards, you'll see a few stats. In the middle of the card, you'll see the creature or spell's name. In the top right, you'll see the amount of glory that the creature is worth when it's scored. And in the top left, you'll see the cost to purchase the creature and place it in your bag. In the middle bottom of the card, you'll see various effects. If effects are dependent on rolling a burst symbol, that's the asterisk or potentially double asterisk, then those will be delineated as such. At the bottom, you'll see these 6 sides of the dice that correspond to the card. Certain spells or creatures will have certain keywords. For instance, the immediate keyword means that this spell or creature must be resolved before resolving any non-immediate cards. Reaction means that the spell can be used anytime, usually in response to another effect. And finally, attach means that the spell must be linked to a readied creature in order to do anything. On the dice, you'll see various symbols. If the 2 symbols appear next to one another without anything else, then you'll get to resolve both symbols. However, if there is a line between them, then you must choose to resolve one or the other. On the dice, you'll see quiddity. That's the little teardrop symbol. That's the basic resource that you'll use to buy things in or to summon creatures. On the creature sides of the die, you'll see a few stats as well. In the top left is the level. This is how much quiddity you'll have to pay in order to summon the creature, and usually is a measure of its power. In the top right, you'll see the creature's attack value. This is how much damage the creature will deal during the attack step. And in the bottom right, you'll see its defense. This is how much damage it can soak before being destroyed. To set up a game of Quarriors, first you'll have to build the wilds. The wilds refers to the selection of dice that you can buy throughout the game. First, the wilds will always include basic quiddity, assistants, and portals. You'll take 2 assistants and place them next to the assistant card, and 5 portal dice and place them next to the portal card. After that, you'll determine the rest of the set randomly. You'll choose 3 spells from the spell deck at random, and you cannot have 2 spells of the same type. In other words, you can have life spell and death spell, but you cannot have life spell and life incantation. After that, you'll do the same thing for 7 creatures. Again, you must have all different creatures, so you cannot have the Defender of the Pale and the Strong Defender of the Pale in the same set. You'll place the corresponding dice next to the cards, and then you'll build your initial bags. To do so, you'll include 8 quiddity dice and 4 assistant dice in every player's bag. Then, you'll shake up the dice, and you must determine the starting player. We like to pull out quiddity dice from our bag and see who rolls the most quiddity. Now, you're ready to begin. Quarriors is played out in turns, and each turn will follow 6 simple steps. First, you'll score creatures and call dice. When you score creatures, any creatures that you have in your ready area from the previous turn will give you an amount of glory as depicted on their card. Once you move up the glory tracker, you'll discard any creatures that scored into your used area. Then, for every creature that you scored, you can cull 1 die. When you cull a die, you'll simply take a die from your used pile and place it back into the wilds. After that, you'll draw 6 dice from your bag. If you don't quite have 6 dice, you'll draw as many as you can and then shuffle your entire used pile in your bag. After you've drawn your dice, they go into your active pool, and then you will roll them from there. Again, these will stay in your active pool until they are readied. In the next step, you will ready your spells and summon your creatures. When you ready a spell, assuming you rolled the spell side of the die, you'll simply place it in your ready area, and you can keep it there as long as you like. You can cast it whenever appropriate, either now or on a future turn. When you summon a creature, you must spend quiddity equal to its level, that's at the top left, and then you also place it in your ready area. Once you've readied all your spells and summoned all your creatures will attack all of your opponents. You simply add up all the attack values of your creatures, and each opponent receives that much damage. When you receive damage, you, as the recipient of the damage, can choose how it is applied. You will apply all of the damage to one creature. It will absorb as much as it can based on its defense at the bottom right of the die. And then any remaining damage will spill over onto another creature. Again, you can choose which creature this damage spills over to. If a creature sustains as much damage as it had health, of course, it is discarded into your used pile. After you attack, you can capture one die from the wilds. To do this, you'll spend any remaining quiddity that you did not use to summon creatures in order to purchase one die at the cost at the top. When you purchase a die, it goes directly into your used pile, which will later be shuffled into your bag, and you can roll it into your active pool and then play the die. Finally, you will discard any dice that you haven't used into your used pile, with the exception of readied spells and readied creatures. Now you know how to play Quarriors.